All right, I'm going to adjourn the meeting, the park board meeting. That was put on recess from room 309. We're going to start up again in room 304. A motion to return back to our regular meeting. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call vote.
Aye.
Joan?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yep.
Jerry? Sarah?
Yeah.
And myself, Joe Viera, yes. Okay. All right. Old business. What do you want to take first, Tim? It really doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, let's take Cornell Pond.
Cornell Pond?
They're out
All right, the Cornell Pond group first. The mayor of North Hicksville Road. Where is he? That's you. The assistant mayor? Two minutes after.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Evening.
My name is Bill Chandler. I'm currently the spokesperson for the Cornell Committee. As you probably are aware, we went to the Select Board, and they have agreed that us being an advisory board or committee to the Select Board is not really necessary. So we look forward to working directly with you folks, your board, as being the beholders, if you would, of Cornell Pond. So we want to make sure that we had raised this before, but we want to make sure that we are temporarily calling us friends of Cornell Pond. And the friends are, in the back row there is Mike Roy, Gloria Bancroft, and Paul Bancroft. And this old buzzard right here is a troublemaker from way back, but we can't get rid of him. Red Yenna. So we have worked very well with you folks, and we have done some work there, and we now, particularly at the request of the Conservation Commission, been able to stabilize the stop logs and so on. So we're keeping, not at total full pond, but keeping it up because of the drought situation. We don't know when the state is going to get in there to do the work on the bridge at Old Fall River Road. But at that point, we'll have to lower it. So we're here to let you know that we are still up and going. We just have a new name and going from there. We're wondering if you folks have had a chance to think about what you might want to do. As you know, years ago, 7 or 8 years ago now, we were originally told to either repair it or breach it or remove it. And our committee has, over the years, been consistent in telling the Select Board that we want to repair it. And that's what we still want to do now. But we don't know whether you folks have different ideas or some thoughts on it. So if you do, we'd sure like to hear from you. We have a few ideas that we'd like to describe to you, but we want, obviously, you folks, I won't say own it, but you have control of the pond and the dam by virtue of a vote in 1976, I think it was. So, do you have any questions at this point?
Board, any questions?
No.
Sarah?
No.
Maybe make a suggestion that just a,
I'm a little hard of
subcommittee
hearing, so-
would maybe meet with them, with Tim. We'll go up there, pick a day and go up there and just kind of do a walkthrough, just to refilm, just to take a look at it again. And if- Yeah, I can go up, or if somebody else wants to go up, or all of us, or whatever, as long as we don't talk business, we can look at it, I guess. How's that? We can reach out to you with Gloria. Gloria's she's your press person, right? We'll reach out to her and set up a time where it's fairly warm. We can go out there and before the bugs and go out there and just kind of do a walkthrough, and you can point out specifics. That way, as a collective front, if everything works out well, we can go actually to the board and then eventually town meeting of the state as a, forward-facing entity and try to get this squared away. Sounds reasonable? Gloria?
Well, first of all, we just want to, thank you all for your support through, it's been more like 11 years, but anyway, as you know, one of the main things we did initially was the clearing and just keeping it up. And so, thank you to Tim for all the work you've done in making sure the picnic tables and everything else is maintained. So we have a couple of goals in mind, and we'd love to speak with you when we meet, but just to kind of give you the heads up, one would be that we want to maintain that clearing, right? And so to work with the town to figure out, how does it shift from residents to the town, right? Because we can't keep doing that. And secondly is how do we address the state? Because they're due to inspect again this year. So, and they're going to say, hey, guys, you haven't given a maintenance plan or repair plan. So they may have something else to say in a letter. So just to kind of work with you and to figure out what is that next step.
Yeah.
So we'd love to be able to meet with you out there.
I think we'll reach out, just check,
I'd like to go see.
we'll check the schedules and we can go up there and kind of go on a field trip. And
Have you guys heard anything from DNRT regarding, their plan to do the connection for the trail?
Well, initially, they were very supportive, and we were
Yeah.
waiting for the Mass Trails grant, but that fell through.
Okay.
So now the question is, I think because the state sent out a letter a year ago saying, hey, town, you haven't done anything yet as far as repair. So I think that's the issue that needs to be resolved first before we talk about any type of connection. Okay. Thank you.
All right. So, well, Tim will be in contact once we work out some days and some times we can go up there and kind of go through it. You guys can give us the.
So I hope somebody else got your.
She's got it. Your clerk of the works over there. She's all set. She's got it under control.
Now, I know you got a busy agenda, but I'll get all hell if I don't let him talk for 2 minutes. Is that okay?
Red, he never talks for 2 minutes.
I know, 2
He's worse than me.
Mr. Yenna? Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. It's a pleasure working with you.
Set your watch.
Hi, Tom Yenna. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Been around for a long, long time. Been on this committee for 7 years, and we had ups and downs and whatever. And you got a nice fellow right over there. He comes, sees us quite a bit, see what we're doing, if it's right or wrong or whatever. So you got good people. It comes to a point where the water is up, it's down, it's washing out. Kids go up there, they pull the stop logs out, they goes down the river. So it's been a horror show. Now that we spent quite a bit of time out there, and myself and everybody else, we built a walkway for safety and securing the stop logs. We know where the water should be. Everybody that goes by there loves it, they're happy. And I think it's a damn good thing that we've been able to do that. But there are more than one spillway. There's 4 of them. People don't quite understand that. You can go about 50 or 100 feet, there's another one. Another 50 or 100 feet, there's another one. They all have to be controlled together. It's pretty tough to do all 4 of them at once without a way to walk over to them. So I think you, as the chairman, told me that I made a walkway. So go try it out and see if it works. As far as I'm concerned, everybody loves it and it works. It's a lot easier to get to. Now, what I'd like to do is continue on so we can hold it very good. If we get old and croak or whatever, you got other people that can go there, maintain it, and take care of it a lot easier. And it's not big, big money. Some money's been approved, and it's sitting there. So we would like the okay from you people to continue on what we're doing, and we report to you. And you can tell us what to do, and we'll tell you what we think we want to do, and if we get together, maybe when it's over, and it won't take too long now, because we got a lot done already over the 7 years. And we got a good committee and everything. So think about it, and if I want to continue, basically what I do, I go in the woods, cut down a white pine. A white oak, this big around, because it has to have good control. So when you walk on it, and I got turned cables on it and everything, so it's very, very secure. Everybody loves it. So I want to continue on doing that. And I saw it up in my yard, in my farm. We do everything, drag it down the road and put it in. I want to be able to continue and get all the information from you people. So that's about basically what I want to say.
When we get up there, we'll meet with you. We'll look at these items. We'll look at the stuff that you're doing, your layout. We may even drag Timmy Barber with us or somebody else, one of the other engineers up there to take a look at it, and we'll go from there. How's that?
Yeah, very good. We've had a lot of people look at it, a lot of people give us ideas, that's where we're coming from.
More eyes
We
are
get
better.
ideas from you, him, everybody. We kind of get together, and then we say, hey, let's get approval. So we come in here and give you our findings, whatever we know about, and you can say yes or no, I guess. But we'd like to continue on, like Friends of Cornell Pond. So,
Well, we appreciate the work you've done so far, and hopefully, we all work together.
thank you very much.
See you up there soon. Yep.
There's only a couple of last things I'm going to tell you, okay? It's not the greatest thing in the world that everything happens there, but there's an old fisherman, an old timer, who was there the other day. He said, Red, I remember before you built this, I used to cross this over when I was a young kid. I said, how'd you do that? I put a rope in a tree, and I swung myself across it. He said, thank you for putting this walkway on. I don't have to swing myself across there anymore.
I'm happy for that, too, because I'm not swinging.
He said it was so damn good, I took a thumbtack and a $5 bill and put it up in the tree. He said, I went back the next day, it was gone. He said, so don't leave no money behind, they'll grab it. Thank you.
All right. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
The cemetery thing next.
Cemetery, revised,
I don't know.
revisit the Evergreen Cemetery monument request.
Yeah, Mr. David LaBerge had made a request to your board, well, I don't know, last year probably sometime, for a exception to the rules and regulations of the cemetery, to put a stone that was larger than what was allowed per lot coverage. So, I don't know, Mr. LaBerge is in here tonight, I don't think, I don't see him. So, he has a large number of lots, I think he has 18 lots, and his proposal at the time was to take 2 full lots, sacrifice 2 full lots, turn those over to the town so that we could then use it for this monument. He'd be sacrificing his burial rights to those 2 lots in exchange for an oversized monument that would serve the other 16 lots. The park board, about a year ago, agreed to do so as long as it was within 8 feet, and asked him to then send back a proposal to get it down into 8 feet. He sent back to you about a month or 2 ago a request that is still not down to 8 feet. He changed it up a little bit, but he's still at a 10-foot height. We didn't notice this at your last meeting because we thought he had taken care of the size, but we realized he's still not at 8 feet. He's at 10 feet. He drew this so that you can see that that's what the 2 missing feet look like, so you can resemble it. He gave you some pictures to look at what his monument would look like at 10 feet. I'll read his letter for you into the record here so you can have it. It says, Dear Park Board members, I'm appealing to the board one final time to request a 24-inch extension to the above 8 feet. And remember, the 8 foot was already an extension. We don't allow anything near that. For this 1800 period stone. Without your approval, it would be impossible to erect this monument. I have sent a template of the exact size of what I'm requesting for, would be the extension, of what I'm requesting. As you can see, it is very small in stature, but without this, the monument would not look proper for the period. Please consider. And then he sent this, which basically you can kind of see the difference between what the 8 and the 10 foot would be if the monument was there. So,
2 feet.
So originally, we gave him originally we came in and the regulation what's the regulation now?
maximum, I think the maximum you could go on the biggest stone would be 5, so
Right,
he's
so
already.
we gave him a 3 feet to 8, and now he's requesting
2 more.
2 more.
Yeah, I believe that's how he requested initially, and you
So
folks said 8, come back with a new drawing.
Because 10 feet would be just would not fit the area
It's pretty high.
Yeah.
So I
for the
don't,
size.
I think we say at 8 feet.
it would be,
I don't understand this.
be up
Is
to
that what,
the crown mold.
is there a reason why he's requesting, did it say there? Like,
Yeah,
is there,
Becky-
like, do they only come in the 10 feet that he's looking at?
So I think if you look, he'd have to get that down to 8 feet, You have the drawing, but where he has to put the names for those 16 different people now is that rectangular section in the middle. He'd really have to cut it there to do that, and if he does that, he really wouldn't have enough room for the names, I'd imagine. Because for 16 families, you need a pretty decent sized block to do 16 lots. So he's saying, look, if you make me cut it to 8, I gotta take it off of that top pointed area, because he doesn't wanna sacrifice that middle, and I don't blame him, because that's his area where he needs to engrave, you know, so. It is a big lot. I mean, he's got the real estate of 18 lots that he's doing it on. That's enormous. You know, that's a big area, but just so you know, we don't have anything near that tall in there right now. That's the only thing.
And none of the other cemeteries have that in town, I don't think either.
South Dartmouth Cemetery might have something, but it's not ours, correct? Yeah.
All right, I'll open up to the board for discussion.
I think we already made an exception and went up to 8 feet. Now to go to 10, I just think it's awful big for that area.
And why doesn't he want to take it off the top? I'm confused about that.
Just the way I guess it would look if you look at the picture there, that picture with the pink line on it, I think kind of gives you, I guess.
Yeah, his handwritten thing. So this is 2 feet, so he'd have to, everything would have to be, whether in this section here and this section here would be the, actually, the names would probably be in here, I guess. I don't think
The
it would
names
be-
would go here, but I mean.
I don't think in the opposite.
I-
It's going here, right?
Yeah, I'm
But
looking
he
at-
could, but he
off the
could,
top.
all right.
The names would be in this section here.
Right here.
Yeah, so it's got
But
nothing
if
to do
he
with
would-
this.
Right,
does have nothing to
but
do
because,
All
right, so he wouldn't
okay.
be,
All right, so it's not going to
Did he
sacrifice,
say something, did he say something about it being historically inaccurate, I'm sorry, if we go from 10 to 8?
In his letter, yeah, let me see what it says here.
yeah, the pictures that he has, Sarah, here, I don't, can't show them, I can't show them to you, I don't think you'll be able to see them.
Okay.
They appear to be, one of them appears to be at the cemetery, looks like the one off of Route 6 by Shaw's.
On this note here, he's, in this little diagram here, he says, without this, should be a comma, the stone will not be proportioned, and I would be unable to erect this high-priced period stone. Please consider my proposal. And in this one here, in his letter, he does mention that. He said the 24 extension above the 8-foot for the 1800 period stone. Without your approval, it would be impossible to erect this monument.
Yeah, again, I think originally when this came in, we originally had told him that there was a height restriction on it. We voted on it. He came back, not with the, he brought us back a plan knowing that the height restriction was 8 feet. So essentially, he's trying to double what we already have
Yeah, basically.
in place for that. When we told him 8 feet, we gave him 3 feet to try to,
I'm saying we already made an exception.
yeah. We'll let Sarah take a look at it.
I'm not really thinking, is that a big deal, Tim?
It's,
To the 2 feet, is that something
Well,
that we
it's
have
It's
to?
actually 5 feet, because remember, we
Right.
already gave him 3, so it's actually 5 now, that we're doing changing it, I think.
it's totally up to you guys. I don't have really an opinion on it, so.
I happen to, I mean, just like on a personal level, I love monuments, and I always, me and my kids walk in the cemetery in South Dartmouth all the time and read the monuments and stuff like that. So I love these big, huge period type pieces. So for me, it doesn't bother me, you know, if it's something that is going to be so wildly out of place. I can't see that, but that's just my opinion.
There is one other stone in that cemetery on the far north side that was done prior to the cemetery regulations being implemented that's above, I would say it's probably, what's that? Yeah, that's probably about 5 or 6. It's probably, say it's 6, that's probably the tallest thing in there. That was done prior to the cemetery regulations being implemented by us.
Where are the plots here in relation to the road? Is
So
this
when you
in the
drive,
center of the
when you
road?
drive,
Wonder
when you
where-
drive in the
whereabouts is
main driveway and you start to drive toward the back and center on the right-hand side,
So it's away from the road, so it's a distance away from the road?
on the, the front part of his lots are on the roadway, but this would be set 3 rows back because he's got the way it goes, the way it's set up. It would be set in a little ways.
So it's not like it'd be looking, you're driving on the road and you've
No,
got this
no.
8-foot
no, Wouldn't be, no. And it's,
set further back, so the height from the road, I don't think it would take away from that. I'm still, we already gave him a 3-foot thing. I mean, I'm indifferent one way or the other, as long as it doesn't look outrageous. I mean,
I'm just afraid it's gonna look, I don't want it to look out of place, I agree.
if it's set back, again, because once we do it one, then it'll be more.
well, yeah, well, you would be setting a precedent, but at least in the way the regs are written, they have to come before you for
Yeah.
approval, so you
I
have
mean,
some,
based upon the 18, you say 18?
18 lots, that's a lot of lots.
Yeah, it's a lot of lots.
A lot of lots.
All right, well, anybody else have any other comments on it?
I'm okay with it.
I'll let- all right.
I think I would give it to him.
I'll entertain a motion if you want to approve, amend our cemetery commission regulations for this one specific lot, for 18 lots, to increase it from the 5-foot regulation to the 10-foot regulation.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll do a roll call vote. Sarah?
Aye.
Yes.
Joe Vieira, yes.
Yes,
Jim Vieira, yes.
yes.
Sherry, yes.
All right, can I have that back?
Motion passes.
And while you're on cemetery, I do have one deed I just need your signatures on, so I can process that. Appropriate spots.
Next is our revisit park rental fees.
Yeah, it's, Mr. Chairman, I don't know if you want to take these fees and the sticker rates and things might take a little bit. I don't know if you want to take
Okay.
this a little bit out of order.
Wanna get rid of
these
old
folks'
business? All right,
lives- Lives back together at some
We'll
point.
suspend our old business right now. We will go to new business and talk about the Round Hill Gate petition. Who is the spokesperson for this? Just go up to the microphone and identify yourself, please.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Robert Almy. I live at 108 Ray-Peck Road. With us, we have members of the Zamito family, the Simis family, and some of our friends, and Mr. Silverstein. So we are all neighbors and live in the immediate area of the road. Over the last few years, let me back up. My family and I are newcomers on the block. We've been here about 5 years in this area. And from our perspective, our yard backs on the road. So we're pretty aware of what's going on. We've had a number of issues. Some have been reported to the authorities, some have not, simply because of the way they are. So if we get people racing on the road, that's over and done. That's not worth calling in about. But we have had gunshots. We have had people at the lower gate for one reason or another at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to open that gate. For whatever reason, it was closed. I don't know what the history on that is. And we've also reported illegal deer hunting in the area behind us, between us and the marsh. The posting at the top of the road is that the park is open 9 to 5, closed at night. Anyone down there at night is considered to be trespassing. Police take notice. I'm unaware that anyone has ever been cited for trespassing down there. I don't think people go down there to stargaze. I think there are other things going on. I know when I was younger, I know what I would do down there. As my father-in-law used to say, nothing that happens after midnight is good, okay? So we are requesting that the gates be locked in the evening and opened again in the morning to help promote public safety in the immediate area of the beach and the beach road. Do you guys have any questions? Anyone else of the group?
I think you should mention when they jump the fence.
Oh, yeah, the night that we had people at the gate pounding and attempting to, they said, open the gate, when there were several cars, there were probably 6 cars in that immediate area, And we did call the police that time, and when the police arrived, the cars disappeared. Two of them went up the road before the police arrived, and a bunch of people scattered out of their vehicles, some of whom came over the fence into our yard. And we were in the house and basically stayed out of it. But there was more going on there than I think that the police were able to discern. And that's nothing against the police. I think these guys do a phenomenal job. And I have a lot of respect for them, but they deal with what they see. And I don't think from what our experience was, they didn't see everything that was going on. So I have my memory here to help me if I forget anything.
No, it was very scary from the house perspective. We saw them breaking the fence down, coming into the yard, and they scattered, so it was a security issue.
Yeah, and
We really don't want to revisit.
so they disappeared around behind the Zamitos house. And, there's kind of an open area behind the various houses in the Salt Marsh area. So anyway, that's our request. We have a petition of people not just in the Round Hill community, but people along Smith Neck Road who agree with our request. It was submitted to your board in December. And one of the reasons there aren't more people here is that, of course, this is the winter and the population is down. But when you think about it, at the same time, some of those folks, their houses are just left there. And if anything were to happen, it would be unfortunate. So they're a little bit vulnerable because it is very easy to access down into that road. So,
One more thing, I did.
Pammy,
did
Pammy?
notify-
you got to be on the record. Got to identify yourself.
I'm Pamela Barton-Almy. I did notify a number of the neighbors, and many of them asked me for an email address for the Parks Department because they said they want to support this. They're very upset about the kind of things that they've seen racing up and down Smith Neck. And I, for one, my bedroom is right there, and I'm woken up through the night, 3 o'clock in the morning with cars racing. So I wanted to know if you do have an email address that they could send their support for this as well, because they're out of town. Do you have that, or?
I just want to go back on something you said, racing on Smith Neck Road.
Well, there are a number of cars, I
Yeah,
mean.
that's got nothing to do with, I was going to say, that has nothing to do with us.
No,
You're
I'm
talking about
talking
Ray
ab-
Peck Boulevard.
Well, I'm talking about Smith Neck before they come down Ray Peck. There's been people up there that have been very upset as well.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with
It's-
us.
But
That's-
our
that's a
road
town
is
thing.
Ray Peck.
Ray Peck is what we're concerned
We're on
about.
Ray Peck,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. They race there as well.
Our emails. on
So
the-
when have you already contacted the police? Like do you have record of when you've actually contacted police?
We
When,
had to call them last Memorial Day weekend because they were crushing the fence going into our yard. That's on record. I know we called a couple of other times for different reasons. I don't have those dates, but we could probably get them. It's just that my request is there an email address that we can have other neighbors send their support
Yeah,
for
there's
this as
actually-
well?
We can get the town one. We can get it from,
Yeah. Yeah, you can use mine.
it's on the
fine.
website, yeah.
It's just, you can send anything to T Lancaster at, I'll just write it down for you if you want.
If you go-
It's kinda
if you
long.
go on if you go on the
Yeah,
town
if you
website,
go
go
to
to the
the town
park
website,
department,
it's right there.
all of our emails are there,
Parks
so
Department.
it's not a state secret.
Emails are on the
Okay.
website.
If they're that interested, they could,
Yeah.
right online, it's a great website.
Yeah,
If you haven't
I
checked
think
it
so.
out,
It's easy to just click
it's a
on it.
beautiful website. All the information's there.
Yeah, no, the problem is tonight we couldn't get them here because they're not around.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, you-
Can I just say a couple of things?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not Silverstein, I wish I was.
Oh, listen,
In Florida,
this is the unofficial paid interim president from 1972. Go ahead, sir.
Park board for 6 years. I could have been the longest employed park board until you went full-time, but at Round Hill was I had 6 years there. But, as an officer, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I live on Hetty Green Drive, and it's unbelievable, the noise. I've gone down there, and there are guys doing donuts in the big wheel trucks, and I'm taking pictures of them, and they stop, and they flip me the bird. I mean, they're not Dartmouth people that are doing this. These are people from out of town. Dartmouth people have more respect for their property. So, I mean, you got to consider liability, and you got to consider public safety, being a fireman and as a police officer. Someone could dump a body down there. You had one dumped on Horse Neck Road a couple of years ago. That is the perfect place for a crime, and I'm surprised it takes a long time for the cruisers to get there. By the time somebody says something, getting in and getting out. The only good thing about it is there's only one way out. But you guys really need, if you come down there some night and listen to it. The scooters from New Bedford, when it gets warm, they go down there and they raise hell. The guys with the glass mufflers, you can hear them out from here all the way down there. But they just go down and drive around and raise hell.
Well, they
I'm
do the-
sure,
they do
Tim,
the
your
loop.
guys must tell you when they go in there, the barrels are dumped and there's sand all over the road from people doing donuts. Once somebody dumped a hot tub there. And the other thing is the contractors in town. When they can't go to the dump, you know where they go? They go down there and they dump stuff. So, that's all. Thank you.
I wanted to just mention one more thing. We go out on that road quite a bit because our house is right there, and we are constantly collecting large amounts of bottles and all kinds of debris. So again, people that we know wouldn't be tossing things out the windows, up and down the road. But I also agree that these people they're coming a distance, and they don't care.
So the problem of what these folks talked about is not something new to the park system in the town. It's not something that's special to Round Hill for sure. As you know, that the regional park facility is similar in nature to this particular site, except it has a much worse track record than Round Hill, which is why we've taken action with the police department up there to do active surveillance. Detectives have taken action up at the regional park because of the issues that happen that we know happen there. And Jones Park has similar issues as you know we've dealt with. So the situation these folks are going through is not different than a couple of the other places. The benefit that these folks do get, and I don't mean to discredit you at all because I understand your concerns, the benefit they get is that in the summertime when the lifeguards are there, the gate does get locked at night. The other facilities don't get that benefit. So during the peak time, those other facilities get the constant flow, which is obviously at a higher level because it's summer and it's hot out. In the perfect world, what my suggestion to you would be to look into some type of automation for the gate system there that could be controlled now with technology, and we could be set to say close at whatever, 8 o'clock and open at 4 a.m. so that the early birds can go down and do their bird watching and so forth. But I wouldn't suggest that you do something solely for one location and not the others when the track records for the others are unfortunately much worse than what these folks even are talking about with Round Hill. So it would really be something that I think you would need to encompass at least 3 locations that I know of into some type of package, which I'm sure exists and I'm sure can be done if the town's willing to go that route, because with technology nowadays, I mean, they can make gate facilities that, I mean, we have internet access at that guardhouse with Wi-Fi that I'm sure could go to a gate and open it and close it. And if someone gets, you can have a pad on the bottom, if someone accidentally gets locked in, they drive to the pad and the thing opens, lets them out, and it closes again. So that's something I think we should look at. That's more long range, but I think that's something you need to start to consider.
In the short range, when, I've been thinking about this since December and reached out to a couple of people in town who are our technology people. And this is a discussion that I've had this discussion with Tim. We've actually been talking about this for a few years. It comes down to finances and figuring out what's something that can be built, because we can't build anything. It has to be built to be able to sustain a tank, as you can see by what's going on. It becomes costly. In the meantime, until we can resolve these issues and figure out exactly what the cost is, we've been kind of kicking the idea around of Jones Beach. Like, we have monitor down there, we have cameras down there. We're thinking about putting a system. Matter of fact, Tony Souza, who's one of the IT guys here for the town, I spoke to him today, and he's looking into having like an 8-camera system to have placed down like at Round Hill and actually on the beach, monitoring the beach, the road, and the gatehouse, so we can see who's coming and going. It may not immediate fix what's going on, but we'll be able to memorialize who is down there, and we can take action after the fact. And we're pretty aggressive with that. I don't know if you follow us online. We've had some issues down at Jones Beach where people have dumped garbage and stuff like that, and we're pretty aggressive going after them. We don't tolerate it. We don't try not to tolerate any foolishness on the beaches, whether it come from our residents or somebody from out of town. So that's something that we're looking at now to see if we can get that into this town meeting, depending on the cost. We may be able to absorb it through our budget. At the very least, to try to help, at least in the short term, until we can figure out a long-term thing with the gates. And again, it'll be, it's a holistic thing. We're going to try to get some cameras down there and actually monitor what's happening. And if we do have these aggressive people doing foolish things, at least we can get them on camera. And it's not going to be a camera like it's at a bank. You can't see them. Our cameras are pretty good that we have. We can actually see license plates and people, features and such. So the police, this system will be able to be monitored by the police department directly. If you call and say there's ABC down at the beach, they can log into the IP address and actually see what's going on real time, which I think is important. That'll kind of straighten it out. So again, for the time being, that's something we talked about. We got to bring it in front of the board because these guys have no idea what I'm talking about yet.
The other thing I just wanted to mention to you folks is Frank Leal, who is a member of the group at the regional park, called me because he saw this on the agenda, which is why I wanted to make sure I brought, kind of focus more on some encompassing of solving problems townwide. Is Frank Leal had contacted me because he saw this.
Yeah.
And he's like, boy, if you can come up with something for Round Hill, can we get it too? So, when the cameras might be a short term, we installed 32 cameras at Jones Beach. There was a huge problem at Jones Beach. There was some prostitution issues at Jones Beach, a lot of drug issues at Jones Beach, even some firearm issues at Jones Beach. We installed 32 cameras at Jones Beach. And while you wouldn't need that many necessarily, we have a lot of buildings at Jones, so we needed to try to also cover those. And we kind of, if you look at Jones Beach on the cameras now, there's hardly, it's very rare that there are cars in there.
The word gets out quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that with the gates and stuff, I mean, obviously, Jim had mentioned Jimmy had said about, response, because we're a long town. We were 64 square miles. We're 23 miles long, 7 miles wide. So it is a while sometimes to get up there. So, and the same thing in North Park. So obviously, with the gate things, they would probably be the first two that we would look at because they're the furthest out, and then work our way into the center of the population as we get closer to Jones and stuff like that. So.
We have technology at Round Hill for like the 98 families now. It's this thing that goes on your windshield. It opens the gate.
Yep.
And then going out, the gate automatically opens up when you leave. But you could actually incorporate that with your sticker sales, and you probably could reprogram it every year. When somebody came in and they renewed their sticker for the year, you could probably do that with your,
The RFI stickers.
Our stickers,
you
yeah.
know, it works. It breaks down once in a while, but, because our gate's so old, but you guys would probably be putting something new in.
Yeah.
Probably could be done with the one that you have already doing that.
It's got to be something that's secure. We've kind of talked that, but so that's the direction that we want to go into, I think. And again, our first step, the cameras were really effective down there. Again, it doesn't stop people from coming. But once the word gets out that they're there, and when we go after a few people, again, the word gets out. They're not stupid. They understand what's going on, and they know how aggressive we are. We've been criticized a lot for it, but that's okay. We're big boys and girls here. We can take it.
I, for one, since I got on this board, as Tim could tell you, I was in favor of trying to close those gates. It's one of the first things I said when I got on the board. The problem is what we're talking about, money, how we were going to do it. We didn't have the money to fund it, but I agree with you. I'm glad you're here and brought this to the forefront. Maybe now, like you said, at town meeting or whatever, we can get this done. Because I totally agree. And like they said, it's not just Round Hill; it's also North Park and the other one. But because I always thought it was, in the summertime, like you said, we close it. But in the wintertime, how do we do it? We don't have anyone that's down there or working at those hours to go down there at night to close it and open it in the morning. And it has to, my first thought was to keep it locked all winter long, but I found out quickly that wasn't a good idea. A lot of people, I guess, still go down there in the wintertime. So I am totally in favor of this, totally.
Sir.
Victor Siemens, 3 Eagle Drive. I just wanted to, Round Hill is a great asset to the town and to the residents. I mean, it's an unbelievable beach. But, we see the lights 2, 3 in the morning, down that late. My concern is that, that road floods all the time. And somebody that's not familiar with that road when it rains, we could have a safety issue down there too. That late at night when these things, you never know when it rains. But every time it rains, how flooded it gets down there.
Yeah. Again, like I say, it's everywhere. We've tried to mitigate things here and there. We've close with the chief of police. We've talked to him about this, and I do know that the area cars do go down there and check things out periodically. But again, it's a big town. unless there's a specific reason. The Jones Beach cameras, they used to go down there constantly because of the proximity to our border, our neighbors next door. So we used to have a lot more activity, as Tim described, and even worse than that, but he's not going to get into it. But the use of the cameras have actually kind of taken things back a little bit. After the first 3 or 4 interactions with people after catching them, the word spreads quickly down there, and I think the same thing would happen up at Round Hill. For that, at least for the time being with Phase 1. If that's what I could tell you, it'd be Phase 1. When we do put things together and come up with some type of a plan for gates, something that's feasible that can be used, we'd be looking to you guys for town, if you're town meeting members, we'd be looking to you for support with that, along with our neighbors in North Dartmouth, the same thing, to try to get things together, because sometimes people look at that, and if they don't utilize the facilities and not aware of what's going on down there, they have a tendency of not, it's not, NIMBY, it's not my backyard, so I don't care about that. So, all right, I'll open, any more for board? Sarah? From a place far, far away?
No, well said.
No. So, we have, I guess you're the leader, you're McNamara, you're leader of the band. So if anything comes up, we'll keep you in the loop. When things go, we'll keep you.
And if we do have a meeting that's more in season and we have a little lead time, we could pack the room.
Well, we don't need to pack the room. I think we're kind of like, if you want.
agree with you. It's
If you
just gotta get-
if you
we
want to
gotta
come to
get
our meeting, that's
funding.
fine. I mean, that's up to you. I mean, that's.
We may have to pack
Norma
town
Ray, if you
meeting.
want to come in and stand on a table, and it's up to you, but we're with you
Right.
on this, like we. Yeah, well, we're with you on, listen, we understand, like, I've known that old guy in the corner there, formerly known as Mr. Silverstein, for years. And
Done at the town meeting? It's-
we're gonna try.
Jones Park Beach, too.
Back in the day, yeah, we used to have.
Sent me there for the 4th of July.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Again, all of us have been associated with the parks and utilized them, and, probably 50 years ago, I could be one of those people down at the beach at 2 o'clock in the morning, so, as a townie. So, we understand the dynamics. Again, I think the first thing that, what we can do quickly is to try to gear up and get those cameras up there. Again, it's not what you're looking for right now, but at least it's the first step. We can maybe try to rectify what's going on down there and get things going, okay?
We will take yes for an answer.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to pack the room, by all means. If you come in, bring pizza, and I like Diet Coke, please.
I mean, like.
Thank you.
Like, again, maybe the answer is going to have an article on town meeting floor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
To try to get the
Yeah,
funding.
we have to figure out what the cost is going to be first. There's a procedure that we have, just so you guys know. We come up with a plan, we would have to go in front of CIP, because it would be a capital improvement of the money. Once that happens, then we'd have to find out the actual cost, figure out Chapter 30, which would be the procurement. It had to go out to bid, because I know that it's going to be a substantial, especially when we start talking about that. So there is a process that we have to do. Tim's a professional at this. We do it all the time for different things. We'll keep in the loop. We'll reach out to you and let you know the thing. We'll let you know what the story is with the cameras. We're hoping that if everything goes well, that we can get them up pretty quickly, depending on, because it's like no man's land down there with, there's no power, so we got to go get some, so maybe we'll get like a windmill or something like that, put it on the beach, and we can power up the batteries over there.
Put a sign up that says, "This property is severely surveilled."
Yeah, they don't care. They got to see the cameras.
That's cheap.
We got to get them. What we got to do is we're going to catch somebody, and we have to use the full extent of the law. That's what they need.
Mr. Chairman, 2 more questions.
Sure.
What kind of pizza? Where do you want it?
What kind of pizza? I'd eat pizza from anywhere. It doesn't matter, except Chicago pizza. No Chicago
All
pizza.
right, let's move on.
No, we'll keep you in the loop. What's going on? But that is our plan. Again.
Thank you.
And go from there. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Back to. We'll go
Becky's
back to
probably- I don't know
the.
if- Are you going to do that from there? Actually, Becky, you got to be here so Sarah can hear what you're saying.
All right. So we'll go right now. We'll go back to what I missed in the minutes. You got everybody got the minutes from our last meeting?
Yes.
Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none. Roll call vote. All in favor of, I need a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion.
Second? Roll call vote, please. To my left?
Yes.
Joe Viera, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
In the
Yes.
Netherlands?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
I gotta say, I really like these chairs. I really think that we should have a higher quality chair in our meeting.
We should. I think this is nice. I think we just should appropriate this room every time we want to have a
Maybe we
meeting.
should just take the room over.
I think so.
What can I put up? I can hang a sign up here.
I can wear, we can get a big seat, I can get a crown, and I can put up on a stool.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
In the microphone here? When I was younger, you couldn't go to Round Hill for parties. Like, you couldn't go down there. Like, you knew that the police would come. Like, I think that might be, I don't know if that's, but you couldn't. Like, it was just like, that was you cannot go down there because you knew that you would get
And you were
in trouble.
trapped once they come.
In my 38 years, 40 years of occasionally patrolling up there, I can tell you it happens periodically. It's not a
It's
epidemic.
primarily a spring,
Correct.
when the high school kids
Get out.
are out, getting out early, skip days, right at the end where they're out of, that's when it happens.
Yeah, that's the place.
And it's dark.
And he referenced it, Memorial Day weekend, they referenced, it's right that
If we
period.
can get gates on all these places that we have a problem with, that's the
Right.
thing, you know, we
correct.
get a price for everything.
Well, yeah, no, we'll do, I think,
I
Yeah.
think it'll pass town meeting, put it as an
They
article, I'm
don't
sure we
know.
could probably get the funding for it.
Kids
The problem is
don't.
that, it's like I was thinking about how to like do the steps of doing that. It's a complicated thing, because there's so much involved in that. You've
Yeah.
got like underground electric, the gate itself,
Right.
the internet to connect it to make it work, the pad that goes in the ground with the car. There's a lot of parts.
because
It's
you always
almost
have
like,
to let them out.
it's almost like I gotta get like somebody design that for me, so I have it to bid.
I don't agree with it
When's the
being,
next town meeting?
We're never gonna make
We're not gonna get it for this, it'll just have to be,
Get something on the fall town
Fall
meeting.
meeting, yeah, it's-
Then you do the work over the winter anyway. It's like you can dig up the road at Round Hill
I
in
wouldn't
July.
agree attaching it to the stickers because
No.
you can't necessarily, they're assuming it's for people that
the
don't
idea
have
is we
stickers.
don't want
but-
people down there, as my mother used to say, anytime after 10 o'clock, nothing good happens.
Yeah.
So it would be a time to shut it down.
When are we gonna, where are we gonna get the money to install the cameras?
No, that I don't know.
We're getting a price on them now, Tony, we're getting,
Well, I mean,
we may be
okay.
able to, if he gets it
The
done quick
police
enough,
are gonna do it.
we may be able to get something in place no, we'll get him. We'll maybe be able to get something in place for, if we can get he's working on it right now to get a quote. He's got an idea because he's done it before.
I mean, yeah, let's see, he told me like $5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not crazy money. I mean,
No.
we could potentially get something up and running there.
But you
I
have,
think,
but
like
don't you
you said, a
need,
big
like,
sign on the
don't you
front
need
that says,
power
"We'll
down there?
We'll put the signs up what's
Like
for
on
real.
the
I'm not a
solar
big
panel
fan
on
of this
top of Tony,
placebo
the radio
signs.
guys,
I don't
put a
like
solar
them.
panel on the roof of the
because
bathroom.
put the signs up there,
The
then when we
battery
catch
in the
them,
closet,
then we go from
and
there.
Charge the battery. that runs
No, but I talked to him today, he says he's got, again, an 8-camera system, which I'm thinking on the beach house, up and down the beach, so it'd be safety on the beach, we can monitor that.
So even though we don't need any electric or any.
Solar, batteries. He's gonna be able to put, you'll be able to put solar up there.
Yeah, on the roof of the
On the roof of
bathroom.
it, and have a battery, we got a locked room there, he'll be able to put batteries there. And these cameras draw so little juice, and he'll be able to, he told me about the South Tower after, I don't know if he talked to you about that he may be able to put an antenna.
Yeah,
If we can see
maybe.
the south, yeah, maybe.
I gotta take the bucket truck down
To see what the height
and
is.
go up in the bucket truck at the height of the roof
It's
and
antenna.
see if I can see the South Ave
We can see
tower,
South
the
Ave,
water
if
tower.
not, we can use like a MiFi setup down there, because we're gonna need one in the bucket.
Which is what we
anyways.
use up at the top of the top of the gate sees the water tower. So that's how we get the link.
The cell
internet.
tower.
Through the cell tower, if we get down below because of the trailer, we'll be able to, that'll be a double, because we'll be able to utilize
Yeah.
both for the
Well,
trailer.
what we hit at South Ave is just the town's network. It's like
Yes.
a wireless,
that's
it's
what-
just like a dish-to-dish, costs nothing. It leaks all the way back to like here.
It's just a cell tower right down there.
Yeah.
Vince's
No,
backyard.
the cell tower is fine, it's just for like the power, the problem is power, but when I spoke to him today, there's a way that, the cameras that he has, because he has a similar setup, quite matter of fact, at his place in Maine, so he's familiar with it.
Can you utilize anything from the mansion, from the?
We can't tie into private things, so this would be all government. I have a funny suspicion he's
Towers
gonna,
or
biggest-
he's gonna be
anything in
able
that
to
tower?
see, I think he's
Power
gonna
is
be
the
able to
biggest
see
issue.
I think he's gonna be able to see the bucket. At the very least, he'll be able to tie in through the Wi-Fi system, through a Verizon card or something like that, which, again, we'll be utilizing.
Well, we're gonna need a hotspot anyway down there
Correct.
for the trailer.
What I didn't get was they were talking about the racing up Smith Neck Road.
Yeah, they're trying to tie, I get what they're saying, they're trying to tie to Smith Neck Road, they're saying that people are racing up Smith Neck Road and coming down Ray Peck. Smith Neck Road's got nothing to do with it.
Right, that's not to do with
What they're talking about is the annual summer, it's like geese going, coming north or south for the winter or whatever.
Right, there's nothing we can do about
It's
that.
the same group of motorcyclists and things that
That's out of
drive the
our
big,
hands,
yes,
like
correct.
the
They're-
speeding up and down
we're well,
Smith
the
Road.
town is well aware of that because they chase them well, not chase them, but they try to rectify that every year. All right,
Okay.
I have to just run out 1 second, I'll be right back in the bathroom. But,
Move on.
The next two things are Becky's.
all right, Becky, fire away. What do you got?
Well, the park,
Are we?
can you hear me on this? Hello? Okay. The park
Yeah.
rental things, that's, was placed on hold the last time, so that's kind of on you guys, whether or not you want the, for-profit groups coming in for a fee to use the
For
parks.
profit, you said, right?
Yeah,
What are the fees now?
like that sauna guy, remember the
What's the fee now, Becky?
traveling sauna, the polar
Tranquil
plunge and
Tide.
then
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah, the
sauna.
traveling sauna guy. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I need
now
to
I'm
get
aware.
back to him, so.
All right, Sarah, remember the sauna guy?
Yeah, Tranquil Tides.
Tranquil Ties. Okay, well, since you remember it, why don't you open it up? What are your thoughts?
Okay, I mean, I think I've made it pretty known that on my stance on this, I would like to open up our parks to more activities for our communities. You see it happening in Westport, you see it happening in Fairhaven through their recreation departments. It's just not possible, I think, for us to get like the enrichment that we're getting just all through the town. I think we should open up our parks to for-profit institutions that are still bringing like a great enrichment to the town. You know, if they're willing to pay a nominal fee for that, then that's great. But you know, we should keep those fees relatively, low, depending on what they're doing, so that the town can benefit from bringing more things on. Like you go to Fairhaven and they do yoga in the park. They do. What I'm trying to think of other things that they do, like do fitness in the park. They do all these different types of things, and those are all through for-profit institutions.
Sherry, anything?
I agree. I think the more that we can offer, we just want to make sure that, if there's any kind of, they have to clean up after themselves, like certain things that they should have to be required to do. Like once they leave, they have to make sure that things are like how they got there, so that there's not like big messes, like different organizations
Yeah.
need to be responsible for whatever it is that they, that
We
utilize.
rented from Fairhaven last year through my business, and we had to sign paperwork saying that we were going to leave things how they, we found them. We had to have, we had like $2 million in liability insurance, which is easy enough for a business to get. I think we put, we can stipulate different things regarding liability insurance and riders and stuff like that for insurance policies. But I definitely think that we could create a form of some sorts when they're applying, saying that all of these things that they're basically can be revoked if they don't abide by these laws.
Make a little money off of it, it doesn't hurt.
Your thoughts, Joan?
I agree. I think that the more we can offer, I think the only thing, everything, make sure it's appropriate and wholesome and, enrichment and not,
I think we still need to vote on it, right, Joanne? We would still vote on everything.
That's just good. That was going to be
Yeah,
my
we
comment.
would still
And I think-
vote on
I think it's a good idea, but I want to make sure that we vote on each activity individually, that we don't just say, anybody can just go in there. So we have some,
Yeah.
and
So-
like I agree with her, liability and all that, we need all that written down.
I'm not hung up on it all. I'm just going to toss it to staff. What are your thoughts on that? Anything?
I kind of actually thought we were talking about something else when we went out to the men's room, but that's okay. So where are we at with it?
We're at the
Still fee for the parks.
the sauna guy,
for-profit,
which
sorry.
brought the for-profit side of it. So, because we've always had a stance that when business is business, this is for recreational side and stuff. But again, like anything else,
How would you, what would the fees, how would you do that?
well, that would be the thing. I think.
What would be the?
I think we're all on board. I think there'll be several things. I think, one, we'd have to see what the town requires for minimal liability. That's a plus. I know that's a standard
It's a million, isn't it? That's
We
what
used
have
to, we
for
used
the
our standing, we
softball.
used to charge everybody, any outside organization used to be $1 million,
Whatever.
general
It's a million,
liability.
yeah.
But I would want to confirm that with the insurance company, whatever our
Yeah.
thing is. What is this, what is a standard for, again, it depends on the activity too. I mean, somebody doing yoga, but if it's a little bit more aggressive, if it's something else, I don't know about the sauna guy, I don't think he gets too aggressive with sauna, but who knows what else somebody's going to be done with it. If it's like a physical thing, like if somebody's going to do
Somebody could
jujitsu
get
and
burned.
upon it gets a beach, and somebody gets hurt, we want to make sure that we're covered. That's my only concern, is that the town is covered from a liability
It's usually-
perspective.
Yeah, usually
Also,
the organization has the liability, yeah.
some type of a thing, if it's going to be an ongoing thing, I know that you can't get like a binder or something from these people for either damages or again, garbage, refuse being left behind. Of course, it'd be one and done,
I
I
think all
think,
that's in the
the contract.
Yeah.
Are we talking one fee for all, or will we be individually fees depending on what kind of activity or what they were doing?
I think you have a basis of what you'd be charging, and then from what they're asking, it might have to be, adjusted. You know what I mean? So that but I do think you just have a flat rate.
Sarah, in Fairhaven, was it Fairhaven you said? How did that
Yeah,
work?
I've rented through Westport and I've rented through Fairhaven, and they've done it differently. So through the Fairhaven Parks Department, I rented the Cushman
Just gotta
Park,
step up
and
for a
we
second.
paid
CPC.
$25 a week to utilize their track. And that's not like you're taking up the whole track, and they're not guaranteeing you to a certain spot or anything like that. It's just saying you as a business can operate at the track, find your own spot. And that was $25 a week during the summer. In the Fairhaven Rex Center, you can do, and at the Westport Rex Department, they do revenue shares.
So percentage.
Yeah.
Percentage of your revenue, yeah.
So there's different fees would be for different activities.
It was just based off of different departments that we were working
Yeah.
with, because the rec department, I think, operates separately
Somebody
from
that's
the
going in and
parks
making money.
department in Fairhaven.
Yeah.
So they did it differently.
Somebody's going in there making
I
money.
think
making a good
that the
profit.
town also has something if you charge, like tickets and things like that. I think there's some town
Girls' Little League
regulations
wanted to
on,
go there and do something.
like admissions or something like that, but I don't know about like fees for that. I don't know anything about that, but like if somebody pays to, to join your session, I don't know if there's any laws against that.
It almost,
Dartmouth bylaws against
it's
that.
almost impossible to do this based on different activities. It's almost like percentage
You
of
just have to
revenue
do
would be better to me, because then I'm not,
All
Well,
right,
that's what I'm thinking, there's gonna be different people that are come in are gonna make different amounts of money. Somebody come in and make a lot of money, someone's come in and is basically just doing it
Yeah.
for the community, and I think we
agree.
need to.
still make that
figure out what
fair.
we're
I
doing.
mean, if it's a percentage of revenue,
Be a
it'd still be
percentage, yeah.
fair.
What do you think of that, Sarah, the percentage of revenue?
The percentage of revenue it's hard to, obviously we've done it, we did it with both of them. It's hard for a business to, bring the books to you to show that this is what we made for each class. There's like some level of trust there that has to
Yeah.
operate between the two. It's certainly easier to charge just like a low flat rate, but we've done both, and
how about if we can get some, maybe the local towns, maybe if we know Fairhaven and Westport has this, I'm sure New Bedford must try,
Yeah.
if we could just
New
reduce.
Bedford is totally different.
Okay.
The way they operate. There's we've tried to work with New Bedford too, and they charge flat rates much higher, or revenue. It depends, but they do things a lot different than Fairhaven and Westport do.
All right, so we'll look at Fairhaven, Westport, maybe reach out to Freetown. Is they're I know that they have parks there, and just get an idea. I mean, in theory, I don't care. I mean, at this stage, I don't have a problem doing it. It just comes down to what are we gonna charge
Yeah.
for this?
And setting
Why
up
don't
a
we,
contract.
why don't we do the fact finding and find out what Fairhaven, Westport, and Freetown's doing? And then just kind of mold, use their templates and kind of mold something that works for us.
Yeah, the small towns,
And
Mattapoisett.
Sarah will be our expert, our topic expert, because she's dealing, no, I have no idea.
So
Like, it's-
I know we have, like, when we talk parks, we're also talking like Pontiac and Jones Beach, and if that's the case, what do we do for stickers and people, if they're want to have an activity during the day, now I want to go to that activity, I'm not going to the, you know, we have.
Well, I think we can limit the activity to a specific area. I mean, I think it's one or the other. I mean, we don't, it doesn't have to be, you know, unless it's somebody teaching swimming, which we're not going to allow, but if it's an activity, you can say, yeah, you could do it at Pontiac between this time, and the other than that, North Park. I mean, does Westport tell you where you can do it? Did Fairhaven tell you where you can do it, your activities?
We proposed it and they just agreed, but I mean, they don't have as many parks as we do.
I think we can limit it. I think we can say that it's limited to North Park and limited to Pontiac.
Or however you want to do it. I mean, let me see, you could either do it that they get,
You got Russell Mills Landing has a little area there
yeah,
too. that
Russell
could be done.
Mills, if it's a small thing like that Sarah probably does, you can probably do it in almost any of them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take up a lot of space.
Picture like sunrise yoga or something like
Yeah.
that at a pond. Like
Yeah.
how wonderful would that be?
Right, but I know people have tried to do that at Aponigencet because of that
Yeah.
setting. But again, at that time, there's no gate guard there, right? There's no gate guard at Aponigencet till 9.
Well, especially too, if you do like if it's like an 8 o'clock yoga class on a Saturday morning.
Right, it's not going to be that big.
Gonna be that
You
much of
could
a
say that,
conflict.
you know, your participants, you don't have to pay the fee if you're paying us a percentage of your revenue, the parking is free for that event for that time period or something.
I
You could do
think-
it that way.
I think let's get through
let's
maybe
get some
some
more information
guidelines
on this.
first. Let's look at the Westport Freetown or whatever. Let's look at what they're doing.
I mean, you remember, we're approving whatever they can do. So if someone shows up and says, hey, I want to have something at Aponigencet on Saturdays during the summer at 11 o'clock, you're going to say no, right? So, you know, or you're going to say, hey, go do this at North Park or go do this at
wanna
Russell
come
Mills
in-
Landing
Other
or somewhere.
options, right.
Right, you know, so you use Jones and Aponigencet during the, you know, early mornings or afternoons when it's not as busy and you don't allow the permits peak times of those beaches
Right.
during summer beach season. And then, I mean, you still got tons of weather between Labor Day and
Maybe if somebody want to do it in the middle of winter. I mean, I don't-
between Labor Day and Halloween, you've got perfect weather
I
at
don't care
these
when they're
beaches
doing
too.
it, but
that
I
they
think,
can-
let's get the guidelines first. Let's get something where we can look and
Yeah,
see what
we
they're
have-
doing.
we
That
have
way
a
we're
better
not
idea
just
what we're
spinning our
talking
wheels.
I agree.
Let's get those. I don't know if it's something,
Table this.
even a phone call, we can.
Yeah, we can call,
We'll
but
keep it on
we've called
we'll
them
keep it on the
before.
agenda for next meeting. We'll put it back on the agenda again for next meeting. That way we're not gonna forget about it and we can get it done. Sarah, if you're in your travels, if you pick anything up, if you wanna just fire something over to Becky, based upon your experience dealing with it, that way, maybe we can formulate something that's, you know, doable for everybody.
Sounds good.
Becky, I can share with you exactly what I've gotten in terms of like forms from other towns. That would be helpful.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, next up is, single-use pass.
So a couple of meetings back, we were discussing the people's stickers that were accidentally mailed when they came in to pick up. So you said come up with a single-use pass. So I did that. I just want to make sure that's what you guys still want. Something like that.
Oh, you can take this too, Tim.
Now, these are for somebody who's,
We screwed up. We accidentally mailed your sticker. You came in coming to
Get it,
pick it up.
and you thought, okay.
It's not here.
Okay, so
You're
this
going
is
to the
something that
beach
would be-
Today or tomorrow.
so
That's
this-
what I came up with. I don't know if that works for you guys. And I guess my other question is, still with the broken down cars or cars in the repair shop or whatever, there was still an issue last year. I don't know if we kind of incorporate this into that as well, rather than them
That makes sense.
trying
Well, see,
to,
I
we were
think
switching
we
back
should.
stickers, I was giving extra stickers, it's a pain in the neck.
The problem that I
just- I
have
don't-
with the
That chair away
attack
from
you.
Tim.
cars and everything like that, I spoke to a couple of people last year. They were legit. I mean, the people that I
No, I'm
talked to.
not saying they're not.
But there are
It's
some
just
who are
a
not, because I know personally there are some who are not legit. They were looking for family members throughout to get away with it. So, I thought we had, if somebody was, I mean, they usually call the chairman or the vice chairman or whatever, or somebody on the board to confirm that there was a legit thing to approve it.
But I mean, if we're only gonna do it like for a day or one, like a
No, these people,
single day
no,
pass.
no, these people were looking for
It's
three,
more
for 2
long-term.
months, 3 months, 3 weeks, because the cars was in the shop. They were allegedly broken, one was destroyed somewhere else. Some people go that route. I think, at the very least, if you're looking to do something, one, take the sticker off the car. If they brought back a sticker and they're gonna put on a different car,
Yeah,
plausible.
some are able to do that, some aren't.
Some choose not to do it because they come right off. I've taken mine off before, they come right off. But I think that if they come in and say their car's in the shop, it's out or whatever,
If they have, they should have something that shows.
Documentation.
Documentation, I have no problem. I mean, my car's been in the shop
go to
quite a bit
yourself.
lately.
Look, because you don't know how to park and shop, and you park next to people who like to hit you.
But, yeah, I think what she has there, we should put a
We
date
can
on
work
it from
that.
here to here for a week.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
don't think, I think if they're in the shop, depending, unless they come in with something that costs totaled or whatever, I mean, this is not gonna be like, flipping stickers back and forth. I mean, last year, how many did we have last year? 5, 10?
Probably, but again, it was flipping stickers from one car to another, so it's a pain. But what if that's what you guys want to continue doing? Or if you want to incorporate this pass?
Do you think the pass would be easier for you?
Yes, I think so, but it
Just say
also
to take the stick.
opens up
I say to take the
to more
stick.
abuse.
If the car's destroyed or in an
We
auto body
had
shop and it's gonna
temporary
be,
passes
then they
before.
take the sticker off. Like, I don't have a problem if they bring the sticker on a piece of paper that they can use, but,
I'm talking about a car in a body shop for like 2 weeks. Like, I had an accident. It took 2 weeks to get my car back.
Sometimes it
Luckily, it
takes
wasn't in
longer.
summertime, but,
Sometimes it takes longer though,
right.
depending.
Well, but I mean, if you have documentation from the body shop.
Yeah.
well, that's where we come into play. Nothing gets, I mean, again, last year I spoke to these people who, and they were legit. One was Stoughton, I think, one was in Lexington, son took the car and totaled it. The other one, there was one
yeah,
that was
I remember that
suspicious.
one.
There was one that was suspicious to me. It's, oh yeah, my car's gonna be in the garage for 3 weeks.
How many of them do we gotta go through?
Well, we only had 5, so, I mean,
I don't know, you hold a record of being scammed the most, by the way, as chairman, when you were chairman.
so I think, again, I don't have any heartache, that piece of paper that you had back
I
here.
don't have a problem with
If you want to have that sent out or whatever for them.
think that's a good idea.
And they get it at a week at a time
Yep.
for them. Is there a way we could turn off their sticker, though, that's on that car?
Yes,
And we can turn it back on when the car comes back, right?
yes, but do the gate
Okay, I
guys
would
pay
put that as a
attention to that?
caveat.
I don't know.
Anybody who
sounds like-
comes and says,
Good idea, I think.
my car's out in the shop, I want that sticker turned off. That way, when they go there, it's not scanned.
Right. All right.
And then they can get the part-time one, then when,
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. If you come to me and say, Sherry, your car, God forbid you break your car, and I say, hey, here's a sticker for 2 weeks, and you take that and you give it to your cousin, and you go down to the beach in your car, I want to turn that sticker off because that car doesn't belong on the road. That sticker doesn't belong there.
Sounds good.
That pass, okay? All right, moving
The problem we
on.
have is the car that they're using in the interim. If it's a rental car, I can understand that, but if they're using, grandma's car who lives in New Bedford, now that becomes an issue. So where do you draw the line saying, okay, yes, we're gonna put this sticker on that car?
No, you're giving them a
or
piece of
not?
paper to replace,
You give them a different.
you're
you
giving
don't
that
give
piece
them
of
the
paper as a temporary,
So you don't care where the car, whose car they're
really.
using, I guess is my question.
as long as their sticker that's supposed to be on there is turned off. Because that piece of paper is now their sticker. Their car sticker's turned
only
off.
temporary.
Because it's temporary. It's only be like for a week at a
Like you
time.
lose your
I don't give a-
license
I
and
don't
you
give
get
a
a
week at a
temporary
time.
license.
Yeah. If I give them a piece of paper, their
Oh,
sticker's,
so you wanna go back to the pass and not a sticker?
Oh,
yeah, there's no sense, because you're saying the stickers are a pain in the neck to issue a new one, right? A car goes into the garage.
Wouldn't wanna
It's
risk-
damaged, gets fixed. How long it's gonna be? Gonna be 2 weeks. Okay, that sticker is turned off for 2 weeks.
So what we did last year is,
Correct.
yes, we traded stickers. But what I'm saying is now that sticker's going to a car that could be from.
That form that you just gave us is the sticker now. We're not giving another sticker out. We're gonna
giving the
utilize
paper
that
to-
form.
You want me, this was for something different, so you want to go and utilize
Utilize
this
that form
for-
specifically for a
for
person,
the
for
shop
the week or
to-
so, for the
okay.
shop, and the sticker that's on the car is turned off.
So you could use any car for that week.
Yes. That way there's
Oh,
no,
she has that
that way there's no flim-flams.
All right, so we're going back to the temporary passes, okay. I just wanted
Okay.
to be clear on that.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Sir,
I'm going to request the Park Board have a very quick recess so that the Select Board can reconvene in open session and we can close it out.
I think we can do that.
Good to see
Need
you.
a motion to,
5-minute recess.
5-minute resets?
Motion.
Second?
How will you
Okay,
say?
Joan?
Yes.
Roll call. Sarah?
Keep it up.
Sarah? Yes? Jimmy?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Joe Viera, yes. Okay? All right, going to call the meeting back to order at 6:43.
Yeah, it's good.
Where are we?
All right, next item is beach sticker rates.
All right, hold on, I have to.
Yeah.
Okay, so, one of your past meetings, we had discussed about adding the fees into the regular stickers for people who would do mail-in or drop-off. You had agreed to that, but I kind of want to take it one step further. I've researched with a couple of towns actually do this in the Cape. We're trying to get more online and less in-house because the in-house ones take longer to process. So in doing that, my hope is that you guys will vote to increase the sticker cost if you're coming in or mailing, as opposed to online. So in essence, online is now going to be cheaper.
So in person or mail, and what did we?
Or mail would be more expensive than if you got it online, including the credit card fees.
So online would
And
be-
I have those rates, I can tell you what they are.
That would be wonderful. Fire away.
So if you are a senior and you're getting your sticker online for a pickup, it would be $31.89 with the fees. If you're mailing it, it's $32.92.
Wow.
Because we have a processing fee in there. If you're a regular sticker, it's, you're paying $42.19. And if you're mailing it to, we're mailing it to
In
you.
person, I'm sorry, in person what, you say?
That's online. First one's $42.19 online.
Online, 42.19.
Yes, and then,
Pickup.
and pickup is $43.22. Those are just the online rates.
I got,
So if you're coming in, they're the same, they're $30 and $40. That
coming in person,
It's
it's
$30 and $40. And then if we're mailing it out to you, you add $1 to
Right.
that.
30 per senior, is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes.
senior online
And
is
fun.
31.50, and
Right.
then to mail is 32.90.
Oh, yeah, I had that
Yeah,
part, so.
for seniors.
31.50?
And then,
No.
$31.89.
$189.
So for seniors,
$31.89.
$31.89 or $32.92.
Okay.
Regular is $42.19 or $43.22. That is what you're paying with all fees online.
What do you mean regular?
Online.
I mean,
What's the
ones
matter,
if
Jim?
you were to come in, fill the paperwork out, and turn it in, and then pick it up, or get it mailed to you. If you're a senior, you pay $32.92. If you're everybody else, you pay $43.22. If you could do it all online, right, you don't come in, everything's done online, and we just,
Those would be the online rates. So I'm saying, if now you want to come in to get your sticker through the drop-off thing, or you want to mail it in, I want to charge those people more money because they take longer to process.
Okay, that's
Wanna
where I
check-
got
I'm still
confused, because
confused
you
now.
said to mail, I thought you meant
Oh, I'm
come
sorry,
in. I was-
mailing the paperwork to
You in the
us.
paper, not
22
mail out.
online for a regular person?
I didn't hear, 40.
Now, if they come in person,
if they come in
If you're
person,
coming in person, it's the same. It's $30 for seniors and $40 for regular. We just add $1 to that if you want it mailed back out to you. That's your current rates, 30 and 40.
That's current rates.
that's currently.
I
Yes.
think that's where his confusion is. He's thinking that's what you're.
What do you want, so you want to make that more money?
I want it, yes, I want to make online, I want to flip it. I want online more appealing than coming in.
So you're saying like $43 to come in person?
It, have what? What did you say?
He's asking you what, he's asking you if you came in person, what you would want it to be, you think.
I would go even numbers. I would go 35 and 45. And then if you're mailing it back out, 36 and 46. But that's totally up to you guys. I'm just
I'm totally
proposing that.
lost with how she's talking.
okay. All right, so, because I
she's
kind
saying
of got lost in the weeds here for a second. All right, so
What are 42?
35,
Right now, the problem is people aren't
Forget
doing
about right now. What
online
do we-
because they're paying the fees.
Right, right.
so 35 and
I wanna
45.
Get rid of that. So-
35 and 45 would be to come in, fill the paperwork out, and we mail it to them.
Well, mailing, you have to add the extra
Right,
dollar
it's $1.
processing fee. If you're picking it up, it's the 35 and 45.
35 and 45 for pickup.
Come in here.
If we mail it back out to you, it's the dollar processing fee, which online also pays.
So it's an
it'd be
extra dollar.
36 and 46.
46, that's for regular people.
Now, what's 46?
46 would be if I'm mailing your sticker back out to you.
Okay. 45 if I come here and pick it up.
Yep.
All right, now online,
Yeah.
The online version now is what?
Online,
The dollar one, so like the change one. So senior was $31.89 to pick up,
and 32.
$32.92 to mail. Then regular is $42.19 to pick up and $43.22 to mail. Are you all right there, Sarah?
42.22.
Yeah, sorry.
So we have essentially
More
6
money.
rates, is what I count, right? Am I wrong?
Six?
6
I
rates.
have 4.
No, I got
No,
6.
this, I'm not
What do we
following.
charge it online?
Because if I come in and, if I come in person for pickup, it's $35.45. If you mail those in-person ones, you add $1 to them, correct? I come in and fill out the form and turn it in, right? And you decide to mail it to me.
Yeah.
It's not 35 anymore, it's 36 for a
The
senior,
new, if you choose the new, that rate, yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, and everybody else would be 45.
Yes.
If I come back in next week, I can pick it up, I save $1. If not, you mail it out to 46.
Yes.
If I do everything online, which means all the paperwork, all the processing I do myself,
It's all those other.
a senior-
Change.
a senior, if they did it online and wanted to pick it up, would be $31.89.
Yes.
A remainder of the residents, if they did it online, walked in to pick it up when it was done, it would be $42.19.
Yes.
But if they did it online and want it mailed to them, it would be $32.92 and $43.22.
Yes, that
For a
is what
total-
they paid last year.
For a
yes.
total of actually,
Seems like a lot of stuff.
of
for people to
8
think
different
about.
rates, what we have. We have 8 rates.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
8 different rates.
That's the way, I think that's crazy.
Let's.
That's 8 rates
Why
I
don't we go,
count.
what's the actual cost of this?
Figure out
Let's
what
do
the
it that way.
rates are.
I get what
So
you're
your
saying.
sticker costs right now are 30 and 40.
Right.
If you do the mail, it's 31 and
Let's-
41.
So what's the process, so
The
you want to
problem-
change the processing fees?
So the problem is online automatically adds the credit card fees.
First of all, can we round these
People
things
don't want to pay
off?
the fees,
Right.
so they choose to
do whatever
commit.
you
So you want to
It's
increase
89
the
and 92
fee
and-
to, you want to increase the sticker price on the people who come in, so
Yes.
people would be encouraged to be online.
Yes.
So instead of $40, it'd be $41 to get your sticker,
Why can't we have
essentially.
it?
41, instead of $40 sticker price.
Can't we have it
you want to
in-person
charge
and online
$41 to
price?
come back and pick up.
No.
Period.
No, she wants $5, you add
Why we have
$5,
to take
right?
a dollar to mail it back?
Sarah, so just sitting there, what are your thoughts on this as you're listening to this? You confused?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I understand. I think she wants us to add $5 to the online, to the in-person price.
Yes.
Yes,
Changes,
that's what it
we
is.
always
That's
are
what I was
going
trying to get.
we always are gonna have a delivery cost for if they don't wanna come pick it up in person, and it sounds like we've always had that, so that's not
Yes,
changing.
correct.
So,
The only thing that she wants to change is, hey, if you come in, you're gonna pay an extra $5.
right, that's what I was trying to say.
It's not even $5, it's, well,
Yeah, not quite.
And
The
if-
from the base price is $5.
yes, because the
And-
credit card fees, I have no control over, those are automatically added in there. But more people would come in to avoid paying those fees, and it takes way too long to process those in-house stickers than it does the online
I would like
ones.
to get rid
So
of
we
the
need to
change.
flip it. There has to be more online, less coming
I
in.
agree with Jimmy that
Stupid.
we should have even numbers.
Right, like make it
We're working- let's-
31.89, make
I
it
think they're
32.
gonna get.
You can't control that though, because that's the
The
credit
problem
card.
is you cannot have even numbers
You
online.
can't because they give a
The credit card is
percentage.
gonna show you your sticker's
Yeah,
$30.
it
The
can't
fees don't
happen.
get added on until after. You can't, I have already asked Chad, you can't.
So,
So we have
I
to
just,
say an
hold on a
even
second,
number
hold
for
on a
the
second,
stack.
it's gonna be easier to understand. So, if you go online, the cost of your sticker is $30. For credit card processing fee, if you pick it up, is $1.89.
Yes.
Should you choose to have it mailed, it's $2.89.
$292, yes.
Yes, that's the one.
So if we break it down that way, so we
Yes.
know that the cost for an online sticker is $30,
Yes,
all right?
that's exactly.
If you pick it up, it's $30. If you have it mailed, if you pick it up, it's $30 plus processing, plus shipping and handling, all right, for $189. If you have it mailed, it's still $30, but it costs an additional $2.92 for mailing and for the credit card fee. Is that what you're telling me for the seniors?
That's how it works with the online.
Correct. But the other one, so yes, so we have to, so if you break it down that way, Jimmy, you do have a round number for that. It's gonna look, for
It's just
senior.
very difficult, so how, you know, how
For
much is the
for
sticker
senior,
today?
for senior, a senior sticker,
prices.
a senior sticker online is $30,
Yep.
right? Plus processing, credit card, that's per credit card, right? Plus CC is that.
So somebody walks in, I'm gonna break it down simply. Somebody walks in to get a credit card,
Get a sticker.
and does it, whatever they have to do.
The drop-in.
And they have to come back to pick it up. That's $30.
35.
It was 30 this past season, yes. I'm proposing 35.
Coming forward.
For coming- yes.
$35.
Yes.
That's
So
what
it's $35 in person, $30 online, plus shipping and handling and processing,
okay.
okay?
So that's what we
Now,
have to
for
vote on, the
senior.
Now, if I'm
35.
gonna mail it back, it would be
$1 to them.
46, 36
For senior, yes.
For a senior,
for a senior, right. And a person coming in, it's $40,
45.
45.
And if they mail it to them, it's 46 to get it back, okay?
Right.
Online, it's $30 plus the credit card fee if you pick it up.
For a senior,
For a senior.
$30.
If you're a senior,
Plus what?
plus the
$1.89.
credit card fee is $1.89.
Now, you said how are you gonna make it even, you said?
Shipping and hand, we can't make it, she said you can't do it, so, but that's, it's a credit card anyway, so it's not a big, it's still $30 plus the credit card fee. If you choose
35 or 30?
$30 for a senior
So
online
it's
sticker,
$31.89, really.
right? If you're a
Correct.
senior and choose to
Yes.
have it mailed online, you'll be charged $30 for a sticker, and shipping and handling is $2.92.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
For the remaining residents, it is a $40 online sticker with a credit card fee of $2.19. If you choose to have it mailed, it's a $40 sticker with a shipping and handling fee of $3.22.
Yes.
Am I correct in that?
Yes.
All right. So what I would be looking for, well, that would be for discussion. Any more discussion on that? Does everybody understand that breakdown?
Yep.
All right. Does anybody have any yays, nays, or whatever on this?
My only question, would be easier to charge like the mail fee, period?
You still have to charge a credit card fee because the
Yeah,
credit
but
card.
instead of saying, okay, if I mail it, it's $1 more, you do this, it's $1
You
more.
can write it up any way you want.
The problem with that is the town, when I do the deposit, I have to have the dollar go separate because they put it in our budget knowing that they were gonna get it back on the beach sticker and through so it doesn't go into the general fund. I have to put it into something
No, I was
else.
trying to say, like, even though
So
we
I agree
we
with
get the
you.
extra dollar for people that don't want it,
Yes.
you know, we
So-
save.
I agree with you, but unfortunately, I have to break
Can't
it
do it that
out.
way, all right.
We'll be looking for, I'm gonna try to put this, I'm gonna try to put this into language and to get someone to put a motion. All right, so for this year coming up, a sticker, if you pick up a sticker in person at the town hall, you are a senior citizen. Your rate will be $35. If you choose to have it, if you choose to have it mailed to you, it would be $36. If you are a non-senior, non-veteran,
45.
your sticker rate would be $45, plus $1 if you choose to have it mailed.
If you pick it up.
If you pick it up, it's 45. If you have it mailed, additional $1. Online rates are the following. For a senior, $30 for a senior online rate with a credit card fee of $1.89. That'll be added to it. If you're a senior and you do it online, and you want to have it mailed to you, it's $30 plus shipping and handling, which includes the credit card rate and the mailing rate, for $2.92 for a senior. $32
And if you
total.
walk in as a senior, it's what?
$30.
35.
35.
No, okay, yep, I got that. All right, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm thinking of something
If,
else.
for the remaining residents that are out there, non-senior, non-veteran, online purchase of a sticker is $40 plus the appropriate
$2.19.
$2.19 credit card fee.
If a senior goes online, it's $31.89.
Correct. And if they come in and pick it up after.
Yeah, I don't want to change that. I want to leave that rate the same.
Okay.
So the only rates I'm changing are as if you drop
can't-
drop
Just
off
want
your.
to, if we could do this in the
or
form of a
mail it
motion?
And we can't round it off.
No, because of fees. And if you are a
question
regular,
I
if you're
asked,
a
but
resident
no.
who's doing it online and you choose to have it mailed, it'd still be the $40 sticker
Yeah.
with a $3.22 shipping and handling mail fee. For a
$3.42.
total of $43.22. So I'd be looking for a motion.
Where did I get the 4222 from?
That is a resident, online resident who does it and picks it up. 4219 and
42.
4322 are the two resident ones.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
All right, so I'm looking for a motion,
So moved.
set those rates. Second,
I second.
You think you're confused?
roll
I was
call.
gonna have
No,
to
I
figure
figured it
this
out. No, I
You
figured it out.
first.
It's all right. Roll call vote. Sarah,
Yes.
Yes.
you gotta say your name, guys, so we don't want to get sued.
Joan, yes.
Joe Viera, yes.
Jim Viera, yes.
Sherry, yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Okay.
That's pretty good. I actually have no idea what those fees are.
I don't either.
Yeah,
Let you
listen.
guys work that all out
Listen,
without me. I
Here's the
think
thing,
that's
when you
great.
cut, when you cut right down to it, if you get it online, it's cheaper than walking in person. Those other oddball fees are stuff we have no control over. We gotta pay for mail, we gotta pay for the
And
credit
that's how
card
I'm
fee.
gonna advertise it, that, your online sticker will be $30, just like you said it, with the $2 processing fee.
fee, with the
They
fee.
need to understand that, online isn't bad.
All right.
You know what I mean? So,
Next up is, Director's
Delivery
report.
charges.
So a couple things. Joe had asked me, the handicap wheelchairs we have at all three beaches, they've got to be more than 10 years old at this point.
They're wicked old, as
And
they
they're
say.
starting, the sun and everything else is starting to take a toll on them. So we keep them in pretty good shape, and we move them around kind of so that Round Hill kind of actually has the best, and upon against second best, Jones gets like the worst. And I piece them together, but it's time we start replacing, even if we do one a year. They're $2,500 to replace the chair, and we could put the new chair at Round Hill for the summer, take that chair, move it down to Pontiac and vice versa, and then phase out the Jones chair, you know what I mean? And probably over the next couple of years, buy a chair every year and then get them all brought back up, because they've got to be at least 15 years old probably.
I can't recall ever buying a beach chair while we're here. The last time I remember a beach chair was back in '89, I think.
They have two different kinds. They have the kind we have, and they have another kind that floats. The problem with, I have a little bit of, the reason we didn't do the floating one originally is at Round Hill, which is where, once you go into the water, it drops, So if you stop floating, if that wheelchair gets away, that's an issue for the lifeguard. Number two, when you go to pull it back out, it's not like a Florida beach where you can just wheel it back out on the sand. Remember, you've got like that dip, and the only way to get out is once the floats stop working, you got to pull the thing out of the water physically.
The complaints that I got last year at Round Hill was that they wanted to get down, use the blue
Mats.
ramp mat to get down to the water itself, and then that chair was just a disaster. According to them, I looked at it, I thought it was okay, but
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I did tweak it up a little bit and make some repairs to it and swap some parts out with the one at Jones to make it better, but it wasn't terrible. The biggest issue, quite frankly, is the lifeguards utilize it as like a hand cart, and that's probably our biggest issue we have. Because they have to bring it out, they have to bring it out every day, and when they bring it out every day, they put all the lifeguard kits on it to bring everything out and bring everything in. So, but again, these things were 15 years old. It's not like we bought them last year, so it's time for one, at least start to upgrade them. So if you want, I can get one ordered for the spring.
yeah, I think, and that was one of the things, that, again, from complaints from last year, we didn't have that many. I didn't feel that many beach complaints. The beach was beautiful. Everybody was raving about now that we straightened out that issue up there. This was the biggest thing, when I legitimately, maybe 10 people have reached out to me on that. And they
Well,
were,
that's the
so
YMCA
that's why I brought it up to
walk.
Tim.
Yeah, we do it every
Anybody have any issues with that, spending $2,500 on that chair? Maybe, and continue next year we'll talk about, again, continue the process of getting one. Or depending on what we have for budget at the end, maybe if we can squeeze two of them
Yeah,
out of
that
there.
could be like a June purchase if we have money left.
Yeah, if we get, but I'd like to get the one for Round Hill as soon as
We
possible.
got to get that one going now.
All right, so I need a motion to spend that type of money.
I make a motion to
Second.
spend 2,500.
All in favor, Sarah?
yes.
Joan, yes.
Joe, Viera, yes.
Jim Viera, yes.
And Sherry, yes.
Remote,
All right,
unanimous.
the next thing I have, the YMCA, they've done this the last few years at Apponeganset. They have at YMCA walk. It starts and ends, I think, at Apponeganset. Is it the Walk for
Hunger.
Walk for Hunger? I think it is, yeah, Walk for
Yeah,
Hunger.
yeah, that's-
It's
yeah,
on May 4th. Just need approval for them to do that. We open the bathrooms for them. That's really all we do. It's before we actually open. We just need approval.
Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Again, Sarah?
Yes.
Joan, yes.
Joe Viera, yes.
Jim Viera, yes.
Carrie Tatro, yes.
Okay, and the next two things, just a couple updates. So we're moving forward with the Round Hill propane tank replacement, which is part of the move to utilize the trailer out there. We need the propane, and that's the 30-year-old tank. So we're going to save considerable. We got a price from Phil's, which is way lower than Osterman, which was our current provider to do that tank. I think Osterman wanted over $10,000 for that tank, right, Beck? And Phil's is about $6,000.
That's
So,
wow, that's a good price.
big price difference. Also, I'm not sure what was going on. Osterman was charged this crazy amount for propane and a punt against it last year. It was like almost $4. Phil's we're looking at $2. So
Nice.
we're going to save a lot of money on propane.
Good.
I did get conservation approval to legally remove the tank. So if anybody has any issues,
Tank's in the
that's,
ground, we
it's,
should replace
we're permitted to do it.
As quick as possible, get it.
Well, we're permanent, well, right, right. So I had to order a precast slab that has to go on the bottom. You know, the tank gets strapped to it on the ground. So I called Bristol County. They're making one. They don't have any more in stock. They're making one, and the weather has been warm enough quick for them to make it. So as soon as they make that, we're gonna have Phil's drain the tank. We'll excavate it, dispose of the tank. We'll dig the hole, we'll do all that work. We're gonna dig the trenches for the pipes. I bought a small box, a junction box about this big to go in ground by where the trailer's gonna go, so the shut-off will be there for the propane. So that's all in the works, and like I said, it's fully permitted by the Conservation Commission. He was all set. The next issue we have, not an issue, the next update is park foreman update. So it's been about a month now that we've had the park foreman in place. It is exactly a month, actually. It was about the 3rd of January he started, so. And he's doing exactly what I feel the need is for the first position. I think you guys made the right decision there. He's been going through equipment, trucks, doing all the things that I could never get time to get to. He's been working with the guys. He's plowed snow a few times already. He's fixed several things. I know he fixed which I didn't even know was a problem. One of our old garbage truck had a relay issue with the glow plugs that I didn't. Apparently, it had been over to, I'm not sure. I didn't realize there was a problem with it, but it wasn't starting right, and it's because it was this little relay, and it was like a $40 part or something. He ran down to Ford, grabbed it, put it in. Truck runs beautiful. So he's been doing a lot of little things like that, catching up on things, and that's the job. I met with the finance committee today, just our annual budget that we do now. It's during the day. It's not like they're full committee, but there were 4 members there. 3 members of the finance committee there. And I did mention this. I also mentioned how it's working out and kind of what they were told by the previous town administrator that wasn't accurate with what we actually wanted, and how they were actually somewhat, when they asked the question, that we were on board with it, and this position that wasn't the case. And they were actually responded as in a not surprised manner. So, I explained that that's working out, and he's basically saving us money every day, and that's going to be a huge help to us in the peak summer times, especially when on the weekends and at nights when Becky and I both run around crazy, that we need that extra. And they were fully supportive of it. Harvey's seems to be, the fact that we hired him from outside government is like we did with Jacob, the custodian, and really Amir. That's going to benefit us because they didn't come in with the mindset of a government employee, town employee. He's very flexible with his hours. The 4-hour minimum callback. He's not there to hammer that every time he gets called. And he said so I think in the summertime that's going to help us. If he has to run down to the bucket real quick to unclog a toilet, he's not going to, I can see he's not going to charge us 4 hours to run down there. He's going to say, hey, like an hour, and that's the way he wants to do it. And I said, if you want to do it, that's fine. It's only up to him.
I talked to him the other day, it made me laugh. He was saying something about lunch. Because I never took a lunch before. All of a sudden, these guys are there, it was like taking a half-hour lunch. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, so, it's a learning process. It's gonna take them, we're gonna have to go through, time for him to see how everything's done, because we do different things different times of the year, but, yeah, I think he'll be good. Becky's saying, I forget what it was. He asked me something. He texted me today so his truck is back. The truck we sent down to Rhode Island to get the new body put on it. Kate looks perfect. It's like brand new. So things back. He's outfitting it. We're getting things together. And I bought this matting for the inside of the compartments, like the rubber. And he texts me. He goes, "Do you trust Jake and so to cut this on their own? I said, no. He goes, okay, laughing out loud, I thought so. So he's getting a handle on kind of where everybody is, and I think.
And the fact he fixed that garbage truck issue that's been going back and forth for a long time, I'm just impressed with that. Nobody could figure it out. He
Yeah,
figured it
I
out.
mean, the other thing is, we had the lift gate that came off the pickup body, I saved it. And I took it off, we sent the truck out for the body. Well, the new F-150 that came in, that thing's sitting on the garage outside. I say, hey, can you put that on that truck? Because it's doing nothing here. And he goes, yeah, I can do that. So him and Jacob, one day, that's what they did. They mounted that thing on the truck. We got a lift gate on another pickup truck now, an electric lift gate. Didn't cost us anything. And it's
Some of
good
the
to
things
go.
he said, I think he saved it close to $4,000 or $5,000 already. I think, just listening, I mean, like I asked him what he was doing, like I'll call up, hey, what's going on? And he's telling me the things, I'm like, yeah, diesel, like he fixed a diesel truck that went to a facility that they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. He did, and then he's like, hey, do I have permission to spend some money? He says, oh, how much? I thought it was like $30, $20. He laughed just like that. You get permission for $40? Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And he fixed it, and everybody's tickled about it, so.
Yeah, there's a tire. We had, like, one of the old trucks has a tire that's worn. He goes, oh, just get me the tire. I'll just change it. Yeah, I said, you can change the truck tire? He goes, oh, yeah. I got the tool at home. I'll change the tire. So, I think we made a good choice there. I think it would have been obviously if Sean McGinnis was here and running, it would have been bad for him because it's not the desk position he was looking for, but that's not what we needed.
And now,
That's what you wanted anyways.
so we got what we wanted.
That's correct. And I explained that to the FinCom. I said, it's took 4 years. I said, but we didn't want to put somebody in the position that we'd have for life because once they were in there, we weren't going to be able to get rid of them. We'd have that.
the
So
timing was
we took the
perfect.
time, we took
Oh,
the.
yeah, I think it's a good thing. It's like a reincarnation of Joe Almond, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's only going to get better the more he
Work
works.
ethic.
He had
Yeah.
the background of being in the junk, like he had so much that he would have come across with all different things,
Right.
Any other kid? I mean, I've spoken to his supervisors lately. I went down to meet with him and said that he's a real, I told him, I said I was impressed with him. He just didn't fit into what we wanted, but he's a good fit with them down there. He's a good kid. He's a hard worker. So they said that too. They're happy to keep him down there too, instead of losing him. All right. Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, any old business, anything the board wants to discuss? Sarah, anything on your end?
No.
Screaming kids, so you're in good shape. Joan, anything?
Nothing, I'm good.
Jimmy?
I'm all set.
Jerry, nothing?
All set.
All right. We're
Motion
hearing
to
none.
adjourn?
The motion, second?
I second.
All right. Sarah? Motion
Yes.
to adjourn?
Good.
Joan?
Good.
Yes.
Joe Vieri, yes?
Yes.
7:10. Thank you. Thanks, DCTV.